Fender, you got that helmet? Hey Fender, you got the size 12s?
At Wyoming, Windus would average a then Wyoming record 21.2 points a game. Windus would average 24.4 points a game his senior season in '59. That still ranks as the 5th best scoring year in Cowboy history. And one night during that '59 season, Windus took 38 shots, still a Wyoming record, some 58 years later. And Tony Windus did it all in a Cowboy career that spanned just 3 seasons, that concluded back in 1959. The Cowboy Capsule has been brought to you by Wyoming Community Gas, sharing the warmth. We'll be back with scores from around the country on the college basketball scoreboard. This is Wyoming basketball from Learfield.
Every day you get the most from your Loaf and Jug store. And with your King Soopers or Smith's loyalty card, you can instantly save up to $1 a gallon on gasoline. Pay at the pump or inside the store, and you always save 3 cents, up to $1 a gallon. So pile up the points when you shop King Soopers, Smith's, and at Loaf and Jug. And keep saving on gasoline the easy way. Loaf and Jug. Quality food, fuel, and customer service.
Don't you just love it? I love my Loaf and Jug.
Looking for your Wyoming Cowboys basketball fix this season? Then search no further than the Casper Star Tribune's Pokes Authority coverage. Whether it's in print, on Trib.com, or social media, the Casper Star Tribune's Pokes Authority section brings you the most comprehensive coverage of the Cowboys all season long. Visit PokesAuthority.com, like our Pokes Authority Facebook page, and follow UW beat writer Brandon Foster on Twitter to be the first to know all the news about the Cowboys. Visit PokesAuthority.com for your Cowboy news and updates today.
The winter beauty of Northwest Wyoming is truly breathtaking. Yellowstone, the Tetons, and the Northern Wind Rivers provide views that you'll never forget and experiences to last a lifetime. Your winter escape should include a stop at the Wind River Hotel and Casino in Riverton, where you'll enjoy unmatched gaming excitement, wonderful dining, and spacious, beautiful hotel accommodations. Book your stay now at the Wind River Hotel and Casino, Riverton.
How do you become America's best-selling brand? Let's break it down. Innovative tech means smarter and safer driving. Intelligent all-wheel drive will keep you ready for anything. And built Ford tough trucks will always get the job done. Plus, come into your local Ford store today and get super low APR financing, big cash back, and great lease offers on Ford's full line of cars, trucks, and SUVs. That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand. Sales claim based on calendar year sales.
Be there when an incredible college basketball season becomes absolute madness. Don't miss the 2018 Mountain West Men's and Women's Basketball Championships, March 5th through the 10th in Las Vegas. The only way to experience the madness is to be there. Get tickets now at your favorite team's athletic ticket office or visit the MW.com/2018. The Mountain West Men's and Women's Basketball Championships. Experience the madness.
And we welcome you back to the Cowboy Tip-Off Show. It's the Cowboys against the South Carolina Gamecocks here in Columbia, South Carolina. Time now for the college basketball scoreboard. Let's check that scoreboard. Here's Kevin.
All right, Dave, there's nothing really going on thus far in tonight's action. I'll give you what happened last night in the Mountain West. Arkansas beat CSU 92-66. It was Texas Tech beating Nevada in overtime 82-76. Denver upended San Jose State 58-56. It was UNLV 92, Oral Roberts 66. Fresno State defeated Cal State Bakersfield 70-55.
This has been the college basketball scoreboard. Next, we'll have a look around the Mountain West Conference. This is Wyoming basketball from Learfield.
Canopy Airport Parking is proud to sponsor Wyoming Athletics. Canopy is the affordable choice for Premier Denver Airport parking and offers 3 levels, including open air, covered, and indoor valet, where you can pamper your car while you travel. Canopy is open 24/7, 365, and all customers enjoy car-side to curbside shuttle services. Canopy is LEED Gold certified and the first airport parking facility to be Green Garage certified. So when you travel out of DIA, you can park proud. Visit canopyairportparking.com/Wyoming for exclusive discounts.
GreinerFord.com, a great place to start your next vehicle search, like a new F-150 or a roomy new Ford Escape. Find hundreds of new and used vehicles, all with multiple photos, low prices, tools like a payment calculator, and more. All at GreinerFord.com. And Greiner Ford, now powered by Lithia, is easy to find at 3333 CY Avenue across from the fairgrounds. Start your next vehicle search today, all at GreinerFord.com.
Ridley's Family Markets is proud to be the official supermarket and tailgating headquarters of Poke fans. This season, Ridley's will be taking on hunger by donating $200 for every Wyoming Cowboys basketball win to Feeding America. With 6 locations across Wyoming and over 30 locations throughout the Mountain West area, Ridley's Family Markets is proud to be a sponsor of University of Wyoming Athletics.
The University Store is your home for officially licensed University of Wyoming gifts and apparel. Great selections of the latest cowboy and cowgirl gear from Under Armour and Nike. Find drinkware, fan supplies for game day, and more. There's something for every Wyoming fan at the University Store. Located in the Wyoming Union in the heart of campus. Open Monday through Friday and on game days until 30 minutes before kickoff. Always open online at uwyostore.com.
And welcome back to the Cowboy Tip-Off Show. Welcome back to Colonial Life Arena in Columbia, South Carolina. The Wyoming Cowboys against the South Carolina Gamecocks. That's getting set to go. Now let's take a look around the Mountain West Conference. 4 games involving Mountain West teams tonight. This game will kick it off, Wyoming at South Carolina. Then later on this evening, New Mexico will play at Colorado. UC Irvine plays at Utah State. And Air Force will host Abilene Christian. That's the Mountain West lineup for tonight.
Well, Ryan Wellage of San Jose State is the leading scorer in the league. Bryson Williams from Fresno State, the best field goal percentage shooter. And Nye Redding of Wyoming is the best free throw shooter in the league. The best rebounder is Shakur Justin of Las Vegas.
And we'll be right back with our pregame visit with Wyoming head coach Alan Edwards following these messages. This is Wyoming basketball from Learfield.
Chances are there'll never be an emergency ever again. But just in case, let's talk about a plan.
Okay.
Who is going to grab the go bag?
What's a go bag? It is a bag we do not have that is filled with things we really, really need in an emergency.
Guess we won't have to worry about it then.
Well, this is great. I am so glad that we don't have a plan.
I know.
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Hey, America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
Ugh, what are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
What are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. It's been a long time since we've had an adventure in the forest.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
You're right. I should get out.
Yeah, the forest is not that far away.
Hey, Mom!
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Cowboy basketball is brought to you by your Wyoming Ford stores, proud sponsors of Cowboy basketball. Built Ford tough and Wyoming strong. Premier Bone and Joint Centers, official team physicians for UW Athletics. We're worthy of Wyoming. Ridley's Family Markets, the official supermarket of Wyoming Athletics and Polk fans. And by State Farm. Get an agent that gets you at 1-800-STATE-FARM. Now, it's time for our pregame visit with head coach Alan Edwards. Here's Dave Walsh.
Well, the Cowboys here in Columbia, South Carolina to take on the South Carolina Gamecocks. And before we talk about the game, Coach, I think it's so interesting, some of the connections and some of the relationships you've had with Coach Martin. Tell us, and Coach Poole, tell us a little bit about the past relationships, just a little bit.
Well, I mean, myself, Coach Poole, and actually Coach Shai all have a relationship with Coach Martin. My relationship, and even Coach Poole, gosh, mine goes back to, Coach Martin coaching me when I was, 9, 10, 11 years old, falling in love with the game of basketball or just trying to follow my older brothers around. And then just throughout, life from that point, it was my high school JV coach. And then, obviously has been a tremendous mentor with me, not only in this game, but also just in life.
How about USC now? Let's talk about the Gamecocks. Very talented team, obviously. They've got a few guys left off that team that went to the Final Four last year, but a little bit different. How so this year?
Well, again, when you lose that much of talent off a team that made the trip to the Final Four, the top, I wouldn't say they top, but 4 seniors, and then, obviously replacing them with some fifth-year seniors, you still get a veteran group, but you still have guys that are young within the program and Coach Martin's philosophy. But, at the end of the day, he coaches them hard. They play hard, they play aggressive, and we're playing on their floor. So, we just got to be on our P's and Q's and also just be physically and mentally prepared to go through, a battle for 40 minutes.
You use the word aggressive. That's what it looks like when they play defense. Certainly, they really come at you, don't they?
Well, they definitely do. I mean, I can even attest to that. Being a former player of Coach Martin's, how much he speaks about that end of the floor and just the ability to affect the game on that end of the floor by being disruptive, by being aggressive, by being physical, and understanding that, at the end of the day, that puts them in position to win basketball games. So, this time in between games and getting here a day earlier, has really given our guys an opportunity for us as a staff to continue to preach, the type of team that we're about to play.
Now, it is about the Cowboys, and I know that you're going against a Power 5 team, probably, I'm guessing, a little reminiscent of Cincinnati. But you like your chances here a little bit better. You've had some time here, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, again, when you're playing in tournament form like we were in the Cayman Islands, everything just turns around so quickly. And, a lot of the things that you may go over, you just you're telling your team, you don't have the opportunity to actually physically get out on the floor and prepare for it. And I think this time around, going against Louisiana, going against Cincinnati, and then having some time in between, helps us getting prepared, for South Carolina and their physicality and their toughness and all those type of things, and actually going through it in practice. So when game time comes, it's not really so much of a shock, rather than, we've been practicing this.
How are the Cowboys physically? Pretty healthy coming in?
Everybody's fine. Obviously, as always, Thompson out, and then, Mack is getting better, going through that whole concussion protocol stuff.
Best of luck to you. Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
This has been our pregame visit with head coach Alan Edwards. Cowboy basketball is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places in a brand new Toyota. Visit your Wyoming Toyota dealer for a test drive today.
Tri-State Generation and Transmission Association, a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, and the power behind your local electric co-op. Wyoming Contractors Association, supporting and developing a skilled workforce in construction. Learn more at buildourwyoming.org. And by Wyoming Mining Association. Wyoming basketball is powered by the Wyoming Mining Association. We power America. This is Wyoming Cowboys basketball from Learfield.
For the fearless fans, the ones who refuse to be fair-weathered, all you diehards, you true blues, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming will be right there with you, supporting you every step of the way, with a name that's been trusted for more than 70 years, and the card accepted by over 95% of doctors and specialists, providing strength, security, and the type of passionate support true fans understand. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming. Live fearless. Proud supporter of the University of Wyoming and fans like you.
Here's something worth shouting.
From the hilltops to the rooftops.
You're a member of an electric cooperative.
And as a member, that means you have a say.
A voice.
In how your co-op is run.
And what's best for the community.
Power to the people.
For the people.
From the people.
Doesn't that sound good?
Learn more about the power of Wyoming's Touchstone Energy Cooperatives
at touchstoneenergy.com.
The end of 2017 is a perfect opportunity for you to save big. Visit Brown Company of Wheatland and take advantage of 0% financing or choose cash back on current year new lawn, hay, and foliage equipment, including the disc mower conditioners, balers, and more. It's out with the old and in with the new during the year-end celebration. So visit Brown Company of Wheatland today. Brown Company at 705 16th Street, 322-2525. For commercial use only. Standard terms, conditions, and other restrictions apply. Down payment may be required. See Brown Company for details.
Hand-picked, highest quality, guaranteed. We call it Nice Care, and there's no other program like it. We're so confident in the quality of our Nice Care cars and trucks that we'll take care of the engine, transmission, and front and rear axles for 3 months or 3,000 miles. Plus, we'll cover that other stuff. Brake pads, tires, bulbs, battery, wiper blades, hoses, spark plugs, and belts for 12 months or 12,000 miles. Stop in at Laramie GM Auto Center today or online at laramegm.com. Chevy, find new roads.
At the University of Wyoming College of Engineering and Applied Science, students receive a top-quality hands-on education in world-class facilities. They learn and work with influential faculty in renewable energy, artificial intelligence, enhanced recovery, and more. The new Engineering Honors Program allows exceptional students the opportunity to explore their education with even greater depth. In the College of Engineering and Applied Science, we're dedicated to the success of our students. Join the UW community and find your future at uwyo.edu/CEAS.
So this house is in a great neighborhood and walking distance from one of the best schools.
And what are they asking?
The asking price is only 24 years of really, really hard work.
Wow, that sounds like a lot.
Well, the house across the road just sold for a few years more.
While other insurance companies just see a house, we see the home you've worked really hard for. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
Tell you what, why don't we offer 23 years with a fast close?
We're gonna need to sleep on it.
Yeah. State Farm. Call an agent today.
When you save money, you should be rewarded. And with the Start Smart Savings Program from U.S. Bank, you are. Like this.
I buy everything on sale.
You deserve a reward.
I don't go to the movies. I act them out.
Rewards. With the Start Smart Savings Program, you could earn rewards. Call 855-236-SAVE. Visit a branch or visit usbank.com/startsmart. U.S. Bank, the power of possible. Conditions and eligibility requirements apply. New customers only. For complete program details, see a banker or visit usbank.com/startsmart. Deposit products offered by U.S. Bank National Association, member FDIC.
Nice try, Mother Nature. Rain, sleet, snow? Rookie moves. It's game day, and I'm not some fair weather fan. Give me all you got. Nothing stands between me and my team.
The 2017 Nissan Rogue. Available with intelligent all-wheel drive for the not-so-fair-weather fans. Take on today. Nissan, proud partner of college athletics.
This is the Mining Minute, brought to you by the Wyoming Mining Association. Today we're visiting with Craig Rude, site manager at Jenner, Wyoming, and president of the Wyoming Mining Association. Craig, just how significant is trona to the state of Wyoming?
So soda ash, which is the end product of trona,
is the United States' largest export of any commodity. So it's important to the United States as well as important to the state. It provides revenue to the state in the form of taxes and royalties, about $115 million in taxes and royalties every year. And then it also employs many people in Southwest Wyoming, both directly and indirectly. And the direct payroll is about $350 million to our trona miners in Southwest Wyoming.
This has been the Mining Minute, brought to you by the Wyoming Mining Association. Wyoming Mining Association would like to thank Craig Rood for his time today.
And we welcome you back to Colonial Life Arena in Columbia, South Carolina. It's time now for the keys to the game, brought to you by Laramie GM Auto Center. One low price, plain and simple, always. Keys to the game is a look at tonight's game and the things the Cowboys must do well to be successful with the keys. Here's Kevin.
All right, thanks very much, Dave. Number one, handle the pressure, value the basketball. Don't let them take you out of your game, which is what they like to do. Don't allow them offensive rebounds and stickbacks. They're very good on the offensive glass. They will play extremely hard, match that intensity. Don't settle for threes. Take good shots. And finally, don't allow them to get the ball inside.
All right, Kevin, time now for tonight's starting lineups. Here's how the Cowboys will come out. The visitors from the University of Wyoming. They'll start out like this. On the point, a junior, 6'2", 168. From Cleveland, Ohio, averaging 4.9 points, 1.4 rebounds a game. Nyers Redding. Redding will be the point guard. On one wing, a junior, 6'7", 187. From Port St. Lucie, Florida. He's averaging 14.1 points per game, 5.1 rebounds a game. Justin James. James will be on the wing. On the other wing, a senior, 6'5", 215. From Lund, Sweden. He's averaging 7.8 points, 2.3 rebounds a game. Alexander Akagorski. Akagorski will be on the wing. Down along that end line, a senior, 6'9", 223. From Colorado Springs, Colorado. He's averaging 14 points and 5.5 rebounds a game. Alan Herndon. Herndon will be down low. And the other Cowboy big man, a senior, 6'8", 186. From Parker, Colorado. He's the Cowboys' leading scorer at 16.5 points a game. He's the Cowboys' leading rebounder at 7.9 rebounds a game.
After grinding out a 6-point win over UMass Saturday, the South Carolina Gamecocks continue a 3-game homestand tonight as the Wyoming Cowboys visit Columbia for just the second time in program history. Hello, everybody. I am Birch Antley, along with NBA Hall of Famer and South Carolina legend Alex English. Alex, both of these teams coming in tonight with a 6-2 record. Both of these teams very powerful in the post.
And South Carolina, they want to start their game in the post. They've got three-point shooters, very good three-point shooters. They have to open it up for them. So they need to start inside, getting the ball into Silva and Coates are. They're both very good, reliable post-up players. And then they have to make sure that they can keep Chris Silva in the game. Very strong player, shot blocker, very important for him to be in the game. On the other side, he's got to make sure that he can guard Hayden Dalton. He's a big, long, well, he's not big, but he's a very long player, can shoot the jumper from the outside, very good three-point shooter, very active on the floor. We got to make sure, the Gamecocks have to make sure that Chris Silva stays out of foul trouble.
Yes, Hayden Dalton in his last game, 2 overtime victory over Drake, the second double-double of the season. There you see Allen Edwards, who led the Cowboys to win their first postseason title. And that was the CBI last year as they knocked off Coastal Carolina. And head coach Frank Martin for South Carolina, very, very familiar with Allen Edwards. He coached him in high school.
Yes, he did. He coached him in high school. Plus, he's got his brother on the bench with him, who looks very much like his brother.
It will be Wyoming controlling the opening tip-off. Wyoming attacking the goal to the left of your screen. South Carolina in their home whites tonight.
South Carolina very aggressive on the defense, up in your face defense, overplay. Only thing they've got to be concerned with the overplay is the back door and getting that weak side help. They had a lot of problems the last game getting backdoored and the weak side not being there.
South Carolina forcing the turnover. It's Hassani Gravett running point for the Gamecocks over to Booker. Chris Silva wearing the mask tonight. He broke his nose, Alex, in the win over UMass.
Very strong second half for him playing UMass. That's what they've got to do. They've got to go inside. They've got to shrink the defense and get the ball back out to the three-point shooters. Frank Booker, very good three-point shooter. Hassani Gravett, adequate three-point shooter. And Justin Minaya is a very good three-point shooter.
On the other side, Justin James, the junior for Wyoming, preseason All-Mountain West, misses a three-point attempt over in back South Carolina.
And that's a mistake. Hassani Gravett didn't know where he was on the floor. Splitting the half-court line, and that's the back door. That's back court.
And as a point guard,
you've got to know where you're at on the floor.
You have to know it, yes.
That's right.
Three to nothing Gamecocks early going in this contest. Wyoming 6-2 out of the Mountain West. Carolina 6-2 out of the Southeastern Conference. Both teams coming off a win their last time out. Just the third meeting between these two teams. The last time they met, it was 2002. And a foul on Nair's Redding, 6'2" junior out of Cleveland, Ohio.
South Carolina very aggressive, up in your face defense. Forced 2 turnovers early in the game.
Justin Minaya, who had an outstanding game, leading scorer for the Gamecocks on Saturday in the win over UMass. Here's Chris Silva inside, drawing 3 Cowboys upon him. Oh, fade away and count it.
And it's not going to be as easy for Chris Silva to get that shot off inside. These guys are very good shot blockers.
Nice stroke for Justin James to pull the Cowboys within 1. Here's Booker. He wants another 3. Off the right iron. Gravett is there. Fresh shot clock for the Gamecocks.
Important to get Booker going early.
Coates on the wing. Dribble drive. Mike Coates doesn't get it to fall. Silva is there for the stick back.
Mike Silva making a strong drive to the basket. Chris Silva posting up, giving him some protection.
A baseline runner. And that's going to be Booker with the foul.
And on that other end, Birch, Coates are driving to the basket. He's been working on that. He came back this year. He worked on it during the summer. He's very strong going to the basket. And that looks like he was inside the circle, but normally that would have been a foul. That would have been an offensive foul.
First shot for James, not there. James out of Port Lucie, Florida. Makes the second count. And Wyoming now down by 2. 5-3 score here in Columbia.
And Coach Edwards played for Frank Martin, so you can expect his defense to be just as aggressive.
Nice pass from Booker in the paint to Chris Silva.
And Booker driving to the basket, drawing the defense, and finding Chris Silva going to the basket, which is what he's supposed to do. Set a screen, drive, and kick.
Foul on Justin James, his first. You see the mask there for Chris Silva doing his Phantom of the Opera impersonation.
He got a broken nose that last game against UMass.
Did you ever wear one of those, Alex?
Never. I always played. It was tough back in those days. We just played with a broken nose. You got hit again. You got hit the second time?
Yes.
You just break it again. I've had a few.
Kids these days.
And
Wyoming basketball trailing by 3. Nice handle by Nair's Redding. Equally good defense by Gravett to keep up with him, and there's a big shot.
South Carolina doing a good job rotating, just didn't get there quick enough.
Alexander Akagorski from Lund, Sweden, tying this game at 6 with that three-pointer. Booker to Coates. Rebound. Akagorski. In traffic. Wyoming kicks it out. Alan Herndon.
And that's what we talked about earlier. Chris Silva, he cannot get those early fouls. They need him in the game. He's a rebounder, he's a scorer. But when he's getting early fouls, they have to take him out.
And Chris Silva, that's his first foul. And Alex, this is something you talked about in the opening. Chris Silva getting in foul trouble early. He's averaging nearly 4 fouls per game.
Yes, and that was my concern early. These big guys that they have for Wyoming, they're very quick. They put the ball on the floor and drive the basket. Chris Silva has a difficult time keeping his hands off the guy on defense, off the player.
And Wyoming taking advantage of Chris Silva right there, being off the floor on that cutter to Hayden Dalton.
Hayden Dalton, a very good driver.
Gravitt with a jumper.
And it's good to see Gravitt get going early. Last game it took a while for him to start scoring.
Gamecocks take it away from James and Wyoming. We're tied 8 apiece. Gravitt wants another jumper from the same spot.
Yes, and Gravitt must have watched the film and noticed that he didn't get involved in the UMass game early offensively. Now he's come out. You can see it on his face. He wants to get started early, but not force any shots.
Here's Dalton.
This kid's got a lot of offensive skills. He's long, lanky, and thin, but he's got offensive skills. He's a jump shooter. He can drive the basket. Gamecocks are going to have to be concerned with him.
Felipe Hasse with the tray.
One of the young guns that the Carolina Gamecocks have. He's a three-point shooter. He had a double-double last game. Spreads the floor.
Hasse, the freshman. Here's Kelly. Season opening off the right rim, and Coates is there for the rebound for Carolina. Gamecocks lead 13-10. Hasse collecting that errant three-point shot. And Gravitt will slow down the tempo here with 14:30 remaining in the half.
It's pretty fast paced early.
Minaya. And a good rebound.
And Birch, that's the one thing I like
Minaya.
about this kid. He's all-around player. He's got an old-school game. He shoots the shot and he follows the shot because he knows the ball's coming back to him. And he does a little of everything on the floor for the Gamecocks.
Good movement here by Wyoming in the flush for Alan Herndon. Excellent ball movement there for Wyoming. Creates the opening in the interior, and Alan Herndon just takes advantage of it with a nice dunk.
And Herndon is a very good ball handler for a big. He knows how to put the ball on the floor and not put it on the floor too long.
Well, we've got our first time out here in Columbia where South Carolina leads 15-12. It's Gamecock basketball when we return.
We hold dear the traditions. We hold high the trophies. But this year, the Southeastern Conference celebrates so much more. 50 years ago, the University of Kentucky's Nate Northington stood up and took one historic step forward. A few months later, he would be joined by Vanderbilt's Perry Wallace.
What a show.
Together, they helped pave the way for some of college sports' brightest stars and most unforgettable moments. A half-century later, we honor these two men by competing and cheering as one. When the SEC takes the field, it means doing it together. All of us, joining hands from all corners. Yes, while we look back, we are reminded there's only one way we will all keep moving forward. Together, it just means more.
This season, get 2 lines of unlimited data for $80 a month on the Cricket Unlimited 2 plan. Plus, get 2 smartphones free when you switch. All on a network that covers over 99% of Americans. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
Looking in on that Gamecock bench, and you see Chris Silva, who was absent for 3 minutes in this first half because getting in early foul trouble. Silva with 1 foul, and he averages nearly 4 per game, Alex English. So Coach Frank Martin sitting Chris Silva for 3 minutes, and he may sit some more here in this first half. What does Chris Silva need to do? What does he need to learn in order to stay out of foul trouble early? This is one of the critiques against Chris Silva right now.
Well, Birch, first of all, he's got to be smarter. He's got to know when to foul and when not to foul. That was not a good foul. He's got to move his feet. He's got his hands on the offensive player. And if you not letting the guy get to where he wants to get, official's going to call that every time. So he's got to really work on his foot movement on defense.
Here you see Frank Martin, National Coach of the Year. And what a crew he has assembled.
Great
Former Tulane coach right beside him.
Yeah, it's a great bunch of coaches there.
Gravett hits the first as he was fouled by Cody Kelly before the break. Carolina leads now by 4. Gravett with 5 points.
Making the move to get into this game early offensively, driving to the hoop and kicking. Playing well.
Now South Carolina bringing on Wesley Myers as Gravett will get a breather with 6 points. Gravett out of Villa Rica, Georgia. Here's Kelly being shaded by Wesley Myers. South Carolina working that perimeter defense right now.
And you hit the same thing with Minaya. He's got to keep his hands off. The guy's moving to the basket. He's reading that your defense is coming at him, so he's going against your pressure. You got to keep your hands off. You got to move your feet.
Justin Minaya, his first foul. Kocher is there for the loose ball for South Carolina. Another Wyoming turnover. Minaya, shot blocked by Justin James. Good defense on the baseline there for Wyoming.
And I'm sure they know that Wyoming averages 4 block shots a game, so they've got to go in there strong.
Pass from Dalton too low. Wesley Myers, the interception. Kocher wants a 3. Bangs it out too hard right side, and Kelly is there for Wyoming. Kelly picking up his second foul now.
And the reason they called that foul, he set it sideways. If he had turned his body and set a real screen, it would not have been a foul.
5-point Gamecock lead. 12:35 remaining. Corey Holden passes over to Hasse. Hasse wants a 3. No. Big rebound going tall for the board is Justin James, 6'7" junior from Port St. Lucie, Florida. And a preseason All-Mountain West player. This is a Wyoming team in the second year of the Allen Edwards era that won the CBI last year.
Justin James got a lot of speed, drives to the basket, looking for the foul, forcing the shot up.
Silva back on the floor for Carolina. Wyoming basketball still loose. Cowboys have it. Kelly wants a 3. And it goes down to Booker in Carolina.
One of the things the Gamecocks have to do is they've got to get those loose balls. They got it that time, but after 3 tries, once this team gets warmed up, they're going to start making those shots.
5-point Gamecock lead with 11:57 to play here in the first half. Stay with us.
Laptops, smartphones, tablets, gaming consoles, smart TVs. Sound like your home? Then check out Spectrum Internet. It delivers you faster download speeds and better performance than anyone else. Best of all, a free modem is included. Enjoy Spectrum Internet. You know you love watching sports and your favorite show or movie in HD, especially when it's free. Spectrum TV gives you more free HD than any provider, including thousands of on-demand options. Enjoy Spectrum TV. When you've got gamers, HD movie streamers, and lots of wireless devices in your home, you need internet with faster speeds and more bandwidth. Spectrum Internet has the speed you need and the reliability you expect. Enjoy Spectrum Internet.
You'll notice something about us. Even though we've built a best-in-class network, connecting hundreds of millions of devices nationwide, putting TV on more platforms than ever before, and delivering enough bandwidth to power whatever comes next, we're still not satisfied. We remain 100% committed to improving every single day. Spectrum, redefining what a cable company can be.
Movie. Third word, stirring. Stop mixing things.
Is it My Idiot Friend Got Satellite TV that cut out in the rain right in the middle of a game?
I think what you're thinking of is bitter little man who doesn't know how to make the best of a bad situation.
You guys are really good at this game. I haven't heard of any of these movies.
I mean, is there a brain in there, or is it just all horn?
I don't know. I've never seen it inside my head, so.
And there's our answer.
TV that can cut out in the rain is evil.
Do a sound slide.
Spectrum is reliable. Satellite TV, bad. Spectrum, good.
V-Week continues on ESPN. Please help support the V Foundation for Cancer Research, and let's get that victory over cancer. You should see it's awarded more than $200 million in cancer research grants, and 100%, that's right, 100% of direct donations awarded to cancer research and to fund research for all cancer types as the V-Week continues here on ESPN. 17-12, South Carolina leading in the first half over Wyoming. And South Carolina getting Chris Silva early foul trouble, but he is back on the floor. As you see, Coach Edwards for Wyoming. Alan Edwards in his second year. His brother Doug Edwards, who played at Florida State. He is the director of player development for University of South Carolina.
And also played in the NBA for a few years.
Alan Edwards played at Kentucky under Rick Pitino, won a national championship there. There's Chris Silva making his presence known after 3 minutes on the bench.
Doing a great job of posting up and getting the defensive man behind him. And I know that Coach Martin wants to go inside out. That's the strategy of this game. Inside out, open up the outside for the three-point shooters. That time they did.
No points, 4 turnovers in over 2 minutes, over the last 2 minutes for Wyoming now. Off James. So it will stay with Carolina, and a fresh 30 on the shot clock as Justin Minaya re-enters, and Holden for Wyoming.
And Justin Minaya is one of the strong freshmen on this team. He gets a lot of playing time. He's a guy that Coach Martin feels he can put him in the game, and he's got confidence in it.
Check it. Hayden Dalton is off the floor for this rotation. It's Alan Herndon who just checked in.
And Herndon also a good three-point shooter, shot blocker. He'll make it more difficult on Silva.
Silva attacking the basket, and that foul is going to be whistled on number 2, Andrew Momeka.
And that time Chris Silva realized that he had a shot blocker on him, so he got into his body, drew the foul, and went up for the shot.
Silva spins in the front end. So Alan Herndon with the foul. This is the second. Wyoming basketball down by 8.
Herndon already has 22 block shots for the year. He is a real shot blocker.
Kick out, left wing, and Silva is there for the board. Hasse hits the deck. Silva straightaway three. Spins out, rebound. Goes to James in Wyoming.
And that's a shot that Chris Silva has worked on during the summertime, and he can make that shot.
Kick out, straightaway three. Not there for Akagorski. That was Justin James, rather, not Akagorski on that three-point attempt. Here's Silva. Kelly and James are there for Wyoming.
Wyoming's got a good pace in this game. They push the ball up the floor. They look for shots. Shots there, they take it.
I'll say trying to lob pass into Silva, and it's out of bounds to the Cowboys.
And he would have been better served getting that ball to the wing, letting the wing player throw that ball. He had a better angle to make the pass into Silva.
Another turnover for the Cowboys as you see Hayden Dalton from Parker, Colorado, the 6'8 senior, back on the floor.
And you're going to see those two bigs on the floor most of the game. They are the guys that produce points, rebounds, and block shots.
Mike Coates is cutting to the basket. Asani Gravett wanted to go that way. And
you know, I was watching the last game that the Gamecocks played against UMass. They had too many unforced turnovers. You know, just throwing the ball away. You're shooting yourself in the foot when you do that.
Beautiful pass from Hayden Dalton.
Great
Wyoming running the high-low. You were impressed with those two in warm-ups, Alex.
Yes, just watching them going through their skill development stuff, post-ups inside on the box, and they can also shoot threes. They put the ball on the floor, one dribble pull-up, kind of old-school play. And then Herndon is a very good shot blocker, very long. I mean, we saw him block Chris Silva's shot, so they've got skill on this team.
David Beatty whistled for his first foul on the other end for Carolina. Nice head fake by Dalton. Kept alive. Now Herndon for three. And it's Minaya and the Gamecocks. Coates back to Myers now, under 10 seconds on the shot clock, and Minaya wants one right elbow. No. Rebound to Wyoming, and Carolina in a funk right now offensively. It's been a while since the Gamecocks have scored the basketball.
And the Gamecocks, they're following the game plan on the other end. They're going inside out, but they're not able to make that outside shot. And then coming back the other way, Justin James, he drives to the basket. It looks like a charge to me. They call an offensive foul.
Wesley Myers.
A defensive foul. Frank does not like that. He's giving that official an earful.
I think he agrees with you, Alex.
I know he does. And most of the people in the arena does as well.
Justin James, outstanding player for Wyoming. Brings his Cowboys to within 4 now. It's 20-16 Carolina with 8:04 to play in the half. South Carolina has been on a scoring slump in the last few minutes.
And that's the one thing about Mike Kosar that he's improved with this game. He catches the ball and he drives. He looks to drive to the basket right away. If not, he's got the pull-up jump shot. He's drawing a lot more fouls on bigs as well.
Alan Herndon picks up his second foul. Coates the line.
closest game driving to the rim, pulling up for his jump shot, or shooting that outside jump shot. It's improved tremendously since last year.
There's a big dunk on the flush.
And that's one of the things you have to be concerned with playing the type of defense Gamecocks play. That overplay defense, the back door is always there. The weak side has got to come over and help.
Almost 5 minutes has elapsed since South Carolina has hit a field goal. Clock continues to tick on the Gamecocks now as Wyoming takes another away. Good offensive work on the offensive glass there by Justin James. Getting that miss by Hayden Dalton. And it's tied 20-20.
Gamecocks have to do a better job of keeping them off the glass. I told you, they get those loose balls, eventually they're going to start putting them back in the rim.
20-20 your score, Wyoming and Carolina.
We hold dear the traditions. We hold high the trophies. But this year, the Southeastern Conference celebrates so much more. 50 years ago, the University of Kentucky's Nate Northington stood up and took one historic step forward. A few months later, he would be joined by Vanderbilt's Perry Wallace.
What a show.
Together, they helped pave the way for some of college sports' brightest stars and most unforgettable moments. A half-century later, we honor these two men by competing and cheering as one. When the SEC takes the field, it means doing it together. All of us, joining hands from all corners. Yes, while we look back, we are reminded there's only one way we will all keep moving forward. Together, it just means more.
Sweden's greetings from Volvo. This holiday season, celebrate the beauty of family with our holiday offers on cars like the XC90. With more intuitive safety innovations, you can keep the ones who matter most safe.
This season, get 2 lines of unlimited data for $80 a month on the Cricket Unlimited 2 plan. Plus, get 2 smartphones free when you switch. All on a network that covers over 99% of Americans. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
We can call in and ask.
Okay, well, that's something, I guess.
Hey, can you help me get the house ready for the party?
Sure. Alexa, play the Yule log.
That doesn't count.
Okay. Alexa, turn up the thermostat temperature.
Okay. Are you really still on the sofa?
South Carolina has gone cold offensively, and Wyoming taking advantage as they have tied this game at 20. Let's take a look, Alex.
And Gamecocks, they play such aggressive overplay defense that the back door is always there for the offensive team. Weak side's got to get over there and be ready to help.
That was a big dunk by Louis Adams and a beautiful feed there from Justin James. And James, a great player, leads Wyoming right now in rebounds with 7, and he also leads Wyoming in scoring with 7 points as well.
And you know that Coach Edwards played for Coach Martin. He knows what his offense is like. He knows what his defense is like. So I'm sure that they, in their practice, they were working on getting a lot of the back doors, opening up the offense for themselves, making that defense back off.
Wyoming on an 8-0 run. Tied at 20 with 7 minutes remaining in the half. Wyoming basketball. Open 3 look for Akagorski. And it's the Gamecocks with the rebound. Corey Holden trying to work inside to Chris Silva. Ball loose. Tie up. Possession arrow favors the Gamecocks.
Very, very aggressive defense by the Wyoming team. They're making sure they know what the game plan is. Chris Silva, Mike Kozar inside. They're collapsing their defense, making them throw the ball outside.
Silva coming up with the rebound.
Was that an offensive foul?
I believe that may have been second foul on Chris Silva.
And fouling is his nemesis. He's got to. I don't know if he could have helped that, but
actually it was whistled as a tie-up jump ball in the possession area favored Wyoming. There.
Okay, no foul on that. Good.
Gamecocks now nearing 6 minutes since the last field goal. And the drought is over. Nice post move. Chris Silva was drawing the double team. That left Felipe Hasse open under the basket. Good look by Silva to find him open.
Yes, and they're going to collapse on him. They're putting two people on him. He's got to find the open man. That time he did.
How about Dalton with the spinner? Tied again, 22 each. Kick out. Hasse wants a three right side. Felipe Hasse.
Great job. Frank Booker drive and kick. Find the open man on the perimeter.
Hasse with a pair of three-pointers in this game now. Justin James will return. Nair's Redding, the junior out of Cleveland, will head to the bench.
You've got to be impressed with Wyoming's defense. They're doing a good job on the inside.
Oh, beautiful! Oh.
I'm a little concerned Chris Silva hitting his head on the floor that time. That was pretty hard.
Let's take another look. Not sure his head hit the floor.
I think it did.
Naya with his second foul. Yeah, Alex, we see something like that. And I think over the weekend with the young man from South Carolina State collapsing in Raleigh in the game against North Carolina State, it just brings a complete different perspective, and it raises the nerves even more now.
Yes, it does.
And Silva obviously okay, and athletic trainers, if his head would have clearly hit the floor, they would have jerked him off in a second. It is Naughton whistled with the foul.
And they're continuing with the game plan. Throw it inside to Silva. Kosar, let them attack the rim and draw the foul. And they're doing a pretty good job of following the game plan. And pretty soon we're going to see those guys on the outside get open looks. Booker, Beatty, Myers, all good shooters from the outside.
And what was lost in Silva hitting the deck, crashing down so hard, the athleticism of him to make that dunk one-handed.
Oh, he's very athletic, very athletic. The Gamecocks have stepped up the pressure defensively, making sure they get to the ball.
And it's been a few minutes since South Carolina has had Hassani Gravett running point. Frank Martin, I do not think very happy with Hassani in some of his decision-making, as he was taken off when he made that errant pass out of bounds, looking for Mike Kotzer to stay along the perimeter. To play point guard for Frank Martin, you have to be very disciplined.
Yes, you have. He's got to do what he wants done. I mean, he allows for mistakes, but you can't make careless mistakes.
Myers on Kelly. Leaves an open man left side. And a big rebound climbing the ladder high, Justin James. James closing in on double-digit rebounds. Here's Booker for South Carolina ahead to Coates. What a move, Mike Coates! Count it and put him on the line.
And good pass by Frank Booker. Saw him streaking down the floor. Throws a perfect lob to him. Great job, game time.
Mike Coates. This is the crowd on their feet here in Columbia. It's 28-22.
Sweden's greetings from Volvo. This holiday season, celebrate the beauty of family with our holiday offers on cars like the XC90. With more intuitive safety innovations, you can keep the ones who matter most safe.
Get unlimited data for $25 a month when you add a line to the Cricket Unlimited 2 plan. Plus, get a free smartphone when you switch. All on a network that covers over 99% of Americans. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
We can call in and ask. Okay, well, that's something, I guess.
Hey, can you help me get the house ready for the party?
Sure. Alexa, play the Yule log.
That doesn't count.
Okay. Alexa, turn up the thermostat temperature.
Okay. Are you really still on the sofa?
Coming off the bench, Felipe Hasse having a nice night. Couple of three-pointers, Alex, and he's got 8 points.
And he's one of these young freshmen that Frank Martin likes a lot because he gives him a lot of different looks. He can make the three-point shot. He can post up like we saw in the last game. He posted up inside, scored inside, and he's a pretty good rebounder.
3 rebounds for Hasse, and all 3 of those, Alex, on the defensive glass. You see Hasse in the Gamecock huddle.
From South America, Chile.
Played high school ball in South Florida.
And you know this Carolina team is like an international, like a United Nations. They've got players from all over the world. Yeah, Hasse from Chile.
Got Silva, Doumbia, Gay, all from Africa.
Mali, Senegal,
and Ghana.
Ghana.
And then Mike Coates at the line.
From Estonia.
Estonia, yes.
Frank Martin likes this group he's got in there right now. They're very active defensively. They're in the zone now, in the 1-2-2 zone.
And Frank Martin has a couple of graduate students on the roster too.
Yes, and they're needed. You know, they bring a lot of guidance.
Nice quick hands there by Coates, and Coates on the dribble. Boy, he has improved his handle. Nice ball fake by Frank Booker rather. And this is that shot didn't get set enough after bringing the defender into the air.
And Chris Silva just dominating inside, frustrating the defense. Doing a good job on the offensive glass. He and Coates are both.
Second foul on Jordan Naughton. And Silva back at the line.
And Silva, he's always going after the rebound. He knows what his job is. A very good free throw shooter as well. And they keep attacking inside. It's only going to open it up for Booker and Beatty and Myers on the outside.
Chris Silva swishes that through. It's 30-22. Now Wyoming, they are in a scoring drought.
Gamecock stepped up the pressure.
It's been over 2 minutes now since Wyoming has netted a field goal. Carolina on an 8-0 run. Kelly. Now, Louis Adams, and it's Coacher for the rebound.
And that was great defense by South Carolina. Played a 2-3 zone.
Behind the back dribble for Coacher. Kicks it out to Myers. Now we'll set the screen on Kelly. And Coacher wants a three. Had an awkward release. Coacher did. That's
Frank Booker, great defensive play. Did a good job of sliding on the defender. He saw his movement was going to the basket. Does a good job of getting his feet set, body squared. Good job drawing that charge.
First foul on Louis Adams, the senior. Talking that over with Jordan Naughton. And we've got timeout on the floor here. We'll stop the clock with Chu Chen. Actually, it's going to be whistled as a technical foul here on Louis Adams.
Yeah, Louis Adams he's a very emotional player. Very passionate.
I'm not sure that Adams was flagrant with that. It was an unsportsmanlike foul, so there must have been the reaction afterwards resulting in that.
Well, you can see how he's reacted to a few plays now. He's a very passionate player, very emotional.
And that's his second foul on Adams. So at the line is Booker for Carolina.
Good to get Booker some easy looks at the basket, uncontested. Hoping that it gets him into the right groove for the three-point shot. Unsportsmanlike conduct called on Louis Adams.
(31-22) Carolina. Hasse trying to dial up another three ball. Misfires there, and it's 1 minute 53 seconds remaining here in the opening half. Possession arrow favoring Carolina.
Gamecocks have stepped up the pressure, full court pressure.
Second foul on David Beatty. So Corey Holden will check on and will replace Beatty.
And you see Frank Martin has changed his defense. He's got full court pressure back to a zone defense, a very aggressive zone, giving them a different look defensively. And it's working.
Cody Kelly, 1 of 2 on this trip to the free throw line from Gillette, Wyoming. He is the only player on the roster from the Cowboy State.
I noticed there are a lot of guys from Colorado on this team. But Colorado is the next state over, so I'm sure they go to Denver and Colorado Springs looking for players. Got a lot of good athletes there. Gamecocks back into that zone. It's worked for them so far.
A big dunk there. Jordan Naughton.
Wyoming doing a good job of moving the ball and finding the open man on the baseline.
6-point Carolina advantage now. Closing in on a minute to play in the half.
And now they're in their zone as well.
Good defense by Kelly there on Myers. A jumper right side. Chris Silva gets it falling down. And Silva, double-digit scoring now with 11 points to go along with 7 rebounds. Flying in, Adams
Adams got a lot of leap, a lot of quickness, a lot of speed. Maybe a little out of control, but attacks the rim very hard.
So Carolina will call a 30-second timeout.
Coach Martin wants to score.
33-25 is your score here in Columbia. Both of these squads at 6-2. Just the third time that the Gamecocks and the Cowboys have met. Series tied at 1 win each. Last time these two tangled, it was in Laramie. Cowboys won back in 2002, 77-63. Last time in Columbia, it was over at the Carolina Coliseum in the Frank McGuire Arena. Carolina won 67-78, or 67-58 rather. Those were good times over at the Frank McGuire Arena, Carolina Coliseum.
I can attest to that. Wyoming in a 1-2-2 zone.
Long three, Myers. And it will remain Carolina basketball with 19.6 seconds remaining as that dribbles off the fingertip of Hayden Dalton.
Frank Martin wants the last shot. There's no need to shoot it soon. Get some movement, get an open look. I don't know if that's the shot he wants.
Good rebound by Hasse, and Hasse kisses it off the square.
Hasse does a good job of using that big body of his.
Gamecocks turn away Wyoming. 2 seconds left. At the buzzer, no. So we'll go to the half with Carolina leading the Cowboys by double digits. It's 35-25 here in Columbia.
And up next, the young man whose FIFA 18 move sent the world into a spin.
For 100 years, heritage and innovation have made Gillette the #1 shave in America. Now get Gillette quality at lower prices every day. Brought to you by 1,200 workers in Boston. We're proud of giving you our best. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Sweden's greetings from Volvo. This holiday season, celebrate the beauty of family with our holiday offers on cars like the XC90. With more intuitive safety innovations, you can keep the ones who matter most safe.
Get unlimited data for $25 a month when you add a line to the Cricket Unlimited 2 plan. Plus, get a free smartphone when you switch. All on a network that covers over 99% of Americans. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
It's a touchdown.
And it looks like he's fishing?
He caught one.
And there's the prize photo.
Oh, yes.
Switch to Geico, and you'll feel like celebrating too.
It's a 10-point lead for Carolina over Wyoming here in Columbia at halftime. Birch Antley, Alex English with you. And Alex, you were very impressed with the way Felipe Haase played coming off the bench for Carolina.
Yes, he's come off the bench and he's done a good job inside, scored 10 points, 7 rebounds, and he's been the big difference. He came off the bench and he was very comfortable shooting a three-point shot and posting up, and they found him wide open. They got the ball to him. He's made the difference in that half.
Yes, and for South Carolina, you know you're going to get production from Chris Sylvie. You've got to keep him out of foul trouble, however. Picked up that first foul early, but since then he's controlled himself.
He's done a good job of staying out of foul trouble. 7 rebounds, 11 points. And they're going to need that from him. And you notice their offense, they went inside, outside, open. When they go inside, they open up the outside shot, and they got Haase got some wide open looks. So did Hassani Gravi.
And for Wyoming, they are led by Justin James, the preseason All-Mountain West guard, with 7 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist. Also getting some good production from Hayden Dalton, as you would expect. But for me, I think I would like to see more of Alan Herndon getting some looks inside.
Yes, he's a very important part of their offense. They've got to look, get some looks at him, and kind of loosen up the defense. He's a strong guy inside, so they've got to get the ball to him, and as well as getting Hayden Dalton a few more shots, a few more looks at the basket.
Well, we will go through the first half highlights and dig more into the numbers when we return to Columbia.
And up next, the young man whose FIFA 18 moves sent the world into a spin.
This season, get 2 lines of unlimited data for $80 a month on the Cricket Unlimited 2 plan. Plus, get 2 smartphones free when you switch. All on a network that covers over 99% of Americans. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
It's a touchdown.
And it looks like he's fishing?
He caught one.
And there's the prize photo.
Oh, yes. Switch to Geico, and you'll feel like celebrating too.
Time is very precious to me. I don't know how much I have left, and I have some things that I would like to say. There are 3 things we all should do every day. If we do this every day of our life, you're going to have, what a wonderful, number 1 is laugh. You should laugh every day. Number 2 is think. You should spend some time in thought. And number 3 is you should have your emotions moved to tears. Could be happiness or joy. But think about it. If you laugh You think and you cry. That's a full day. That's a heck of a day. You do that 7 days a week, you're going to have something special.
Every day I am reminded that our life's journey is really about the people who touch us. As of Sunday, I didn't even know if I'd make it here. I couldn't fight, but doctors and nurses could. The people that I love, my friends and family, they could fight.
Through it all, I learned that strength, true strength, isn't when you face down life's challenges on your own. It's when you take them on by accepting the help, faith, and love of others and knowing you are lucky to have those.
My beloved bride, Stacy. In the darkest of moments, we embraced and we prayed. Please, don't leave me, she pleaded. We can fight this together.
Listen to what Jim Valvano said 21 years ago. The most poignant 7 words ever uttered in any speech anywhere.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
I can't ever give up because I can't leave my daughters. Coach Valvano didn't. So to be honored with this, I now have a responsibility to also not ever give up.
Whatever I might have imagined a terminal diagnosis would do to my spirit, it summoned quite the opposite. The greatest appreciation for life itself. So I will never give up.
I never imagined that I'd be able to be standing here 20 years after Jimmy V's speech and say that because of all the donations, research, and support, mine is one of the lives that's been saved.
500,000 people will die this year of cancer. And I also tell you that 1 in every 4 will be afflicted with this disease. We need your help. I need your help. We need money for research. It may not save my life. It may save my children's lives. It may save someone you love.
When you die, that does not mean that you lose to cancer. You beat cancer by how you live, why you live, and in the manner in which you live. So live, fight like hell. And when you get too tired to fight, then lay down and rest and let somebody else fight for you.
I will live my life full of love and full of fun. It's the only way I know how.
Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul. And those 3 things are going to carry on forever. I thank you, and God bless you all.
That did not happen.
All over the floor. Gary, I'm gonna need you to get offline. You're using all the bandwidth.
Dude, no, she's into me.
I'm trying to upload a virus that's gonna take down the global banking system.
Well, I didn't tell you to get this useless internet.
The phone company said it would be faster. It never happened. Just get off and get out of my house while you're at it. You've been here for 6 weeks.
Ouch. So, Cheryl.
I gotta go.
See you in my dreams. House meeting! House meeting!
Slow internet is evil.
Punch out!
Spectrum is scary fast. Phone company internet bad, Spectrum good.
At Hagedon Corporation, creating amazing customer moments is our business. Whether booking a tea time online, buying a boat, or catching up on local news, technology is absolutely critical. After struggling with network bandwidth and limited access, we partnered with a single network provider that could go where others couldn't. Thanks to Spectrum Enterprise, we now have a fast, scalable network that powers our entire organization and delivers the customer experiences that we're famous for.
Visit Spectrum Enterprise online or call today.
I built this business from the ground up. I watched this neighborhood grow. Seeing my internet bill kept growing too. Not much I could do about it. I signed on the dotted line. So when I heard that Spectrum Business would help buy out my contract, I thought, well, that's different. And I switched. Now my bill's a lot lower and my internet's a lot faster. Nice, huh?
Spectrum Business will help buy out your contract so you can save with faster internet for less. Call today.
Did you know millions of homes in the U.S. have serious health and safety hazards? Spectrum and Rebuilding Together have partnered to help underserved communities. You too can help. This giving season, Spectrum will match your donation dollar for dollar. Visit our giving website and click to donate. Your donation will create a safer place to live for our neighbors in need. Make a difference. Give today at spectrumhousingassist.com/give.
Front Room Furnishings is all about exceptional service. We needed a network and a provider that would give us better control of our operations and integrate seamlessly with the tools we use.
With the help of Spectrum Enterprise, we now have the speed and scalability of a network built for growth.
It allows us to set ourselves apart from our competition by delivering the legendary service my father envisioned 60 years ago.
Visit Spectrum Enterprise online or call today.
It is a double-digit lead for South Carolina. The Gamecocks ahead 35-25 over Wyoming here at halftime in Columbia. Hello again, everybody. Birch Antley along with Alex English. And Alex, we'll take a look at the halftime stats and the highlights as well. One thing that jumps out to me, though, for Wyoming in particular, this is a team that relies on the three ball. They have only hit one three-point shot.
And the Gamecocks, their defense is doing a good job of getting to the three-point shooters, contesting the shots, not letting them get open looks.
Well, let's take a look at your halftime stats, shall we? And you will see that both teams pretty much even in just about every category except for the three-point shooting. 1 for 13 is Wyoming. Carolina, they have hit 3 out of 14 attempts, and pretty evenly stacked on rebounds. Bench points favoring South Carolina, and second chance points as well.
Yeah, and you got to look at those bench points. Felipe Haas came off the bench, gave the Gamecocks a big boost. Second chance points are big as well. Getting those second looks at the basket, Gamecocks did a better job at it.
Well, your first half highlights here, it was Felipe Haase coming off the bench doing some damage for Frank Martin.
And he's a good three-point shooter. He doesn't mind when he gets an open look, he takes it. But he's also a very good, strong post-up guy. But his thing, I think, is shooting that three-point shot. Very good rebounder as well.
And Chris Silva for South Carolina got into early foul trouble, but he really settled down late in the half.
And he did a good job inside. They did a good job of finding him inside, and he did a good job of attacking the basket, using that body of his to get make contact. And then he's a very good mid-range shooter. Wasn't afraid to shoot that shot.
There is head coach Frank Martin. He's going to put Hassani Gravett back on the floor to run point guard. Hassani was somewhat in the Frank Martin doghouse in the first half after throwing an errant pass at the half court.
He only played 8 minutes in that half.
And there you see some of the members of the South Carolina women's basketball team. You see Asia Wilson with the specs on right of your screen. Lindsey Spann with the phone in her hand. Saw Kiki Herbert Harrigan. The ladies won last night over College of Charleston, and they'll be playing next here at home against Savannah State, the Super Tigers.
And Asia Wilson pretty much dominated that game, playing every position on the floor.
Had a double-double in 5 minutes last night. Her 32nd double-double of her career.
And that's the same type of foul Chris Silva got opening the first half. Not moving his feet, pushing with the body, using his hands. They're going to call that every time.
Second foul on Chris Silva.
And obviously, Hassani Gravett didn't do what Coach Martin wanted him to do. He's quick exit to the bench.
So it took less than 20 seconds for Gravett to do something Frank Martin didn't like and for Chris Silva to pick up his second foul.
Yes.
Not what you want coming out of the locker room.
And he must have missed the defensive assignment and got Chris Silva that foul.
Corey Holden attempting that shot and will draw the contact, so the foul will be whistled on Nair's Redding, and that's Redding picking up his second foul.
Gamecocks doing a very good job of attacking the rim, getting to the basket, drawing fouls just early in this second half.
Coach Allen Edwards did a fine job in his second year. Open shot. It's Carolina basketball. Silva with the mask on. And ahead, Justin James. James on Booker.
And turnovers. Turnovers hurt the Gamecocks. They're not making good, strong passes to the post-up guy.
Justin James on the line. Second foul on Holden.
Good job finding the open man and going up strong. Booker looking to take another charge like he did early in the game. They didn't give it to him that time.
Yeah, that was Booker, not Holden, with the foul. 36-27 now, Carolina, after the free throws from Justin James. Holden works it inside to Silva. Silva goes for the dunk, and it's Cowboy basketball.
Nice strong move to the basket by Silva.
Good ball movement there by Wyoming, Akagorski, and Hayden Dalton.
And these Cowboys, they seem to be renewed since that halftime break.
Three-point field goals, Wyoming 2 for 15, Carolina 3 for 14. It's Wyoming basketball. Nice hands, going for the big slam. Was Hayden Dalton, but turned away by Carolina, and it's Minaya on the other end. And James is there, but he is going to be whistled for contact.
And Chris Silva does a great job of getting back on defense and blocking that shot.
Third foul on Justin James. It's a lot of moxie there, though, from Hayden Dalton.
Yes, I mean, I'm just seeing him go the full length of the court, dribbling, looked like a point guard. And Justin Minaya bringing it back the other way and drawing the foul. He went up strong for a dunk as well.
So it's Wesley Myers back on. So he takes the place of Frank Booker. James attacking the basket.
Cowboys doing a good job of driving to the basket, attacking the body of the man, jumping into the body and drawing the foul.
Naya with his third foul as Frank Martin looking on.
Got to be a little concerned with this early start of the second half. And, you know, I went to practice the other day, and Frank Martin told me that he was going to use Evan Henson because Evan Henson brings toughness to the game.
Hey, he's a former tight end.
Played tight end for the Gamecock football team. And a pretty decent basketball player. He gets his first look of the season. First minutes of the season here for him.
Henson. What about going left? Rebound Wyoming. And ahead to James. James one-on-one.
Evan Henson's not going to give him a wide open look. You might as well expect that. But James doing a good job of using his body, jumping into Henson, drawing the foul.
Henson with his first. They're just coming on. Wyoming, these Cowboys readjusted the saddle at halftime, did they not?
Yes, they did. They were down by 10. Now they're only down by 5. But you see, it's a different pace to the game right now. They are moving a lot faster. They're getting back on defense. They're attacking the rim, doing a better job than the Gamecocks at doing that. They picked up their pace.
Rebound for Silva. Carolina lead at 4. Largest lead for the Gamecocks was 10. That's where we were at halftime.
Another turnover. Unforced error. That's how they shot themselves in the foot when they lost to Temple. They made a lot of unforced errors. You got to take care of the ball.
And you said as well that in the UMass win, Carolina still struggling in that department.
They were still struggling with it. They didn't take care of the ball. Last 2 games it had 15 turnovers a game, and they've got to cut the turnovers down. They did a pretty good job in the first half. Now they've had what, 3 or 4 turnovers in this 2 or 3 minutes.
And in February and in March, Alex, that's just something you have to erase completely.
That's right. Chris Silva stepping up on both ends now.
And for the coaches, Alex, they can preach, take care of the basketball, but of course, logic says ultimately it's up to the players to execute.
Yes, they've got to do it. And if you don't do it for Frank Martin, you're going to be sitting next to him on the bench.
Yeah, 2 things he does not tolerate: unforced errors and poor defense.
That's right. No excuse for it. Gamecocks, they've got to get back to the game plan, inside-out game. They've got the 3-point shooters in. Now you got to go to Chris Silva, Mike Kozar inside. Another turnover. Turnovers hurting us this half.
39-33 Carolina. It's Coates and the Gamecocks throw it away again. And there you see Mike Coates after that errant pass goes directly to Frank Martin's stable.
Frank McGuire does not tolerate turnovers, unforced turnovers.
5 Gamecock turnovers now, just 1 here in the second half for Wyoming. Here's Gravett. And Myers.
And Birch, what Wyoming is doing, they're doing what the Gamecocks usually do to their opponent. They're upping the defense. They're putting pressure on them, making them make errant passes. They're getting up in their grill, not letting them make easy passes.
Now here's Redding picking up his 3rd foul. A couple of Wyoming players now with 3 each. Booker almost lost the handle, but able to corral it and pick up the basket.
Good job there from Frank Booker, staying with the play.
Booker on Akagorski. Dalton. Booker, that's the 2nd time he has had a nice slide getting over to draw the offensive foul. 41-33, Carolina.
Did you put up flyers?
Excuse me, how much for this,
Death ray. It's $1 billion.
What?
I'm never going to make enough to cover these early termination fees for satellite. They make you sign a contract, so you got to pay hundreds of dollars just to get out of it. They don't even remove the dish.
Ridiculous.
I'll give you $4.
Put it in the jar.
I would pay twice as much for that. That was me trying to get her into a bidding war.
Termination fees are evil.
Yeah, I can use that.
Spectrum doesn't have them. Satellite TV, bad. Spectrum, good.
Did you put up flyers?
Excuse me, how much for this,
Death ray. It's $1 billion.
What?
I'm never going to make enough to cover these early termination fees for satellite. They make you sign a contract, so you got to pay hundreds of dollars just to get out of it. They don't even remove the dish.
Ridiculous.
I'll give you $4.
Put it in the jar.
I would pay twice as much for that. That was me trying to get her into a bidding war.
Termination fees are evil.
Yeah, I can use that.
Spectrum doesn't have them. Satellite TV, bad. Spectrum, good.
You know you love watching sports and your favorite show or movie in HD, especially when it's free. Spectrum TV gives you more free HD than any provider, including thousands of on-demand options. Enjoy Spectrum TV.
Movie. Third word, stirring. Stop mixing things.
Is it My Idiot Friend Got Satellite TV that cut out in the rain right in the middle of a game?
I think what you're thinking of is bitter little man who doesn't know how to make the best of a bad situation.
You guys are really good at this game. I haven't heard of any of these movies.
I mean, is there a brain in there, or is it just all horn?
I don't know. I've never seen it inside my head, so.
And there's our answer.
TV that can cut out in the rain is evil.
Do a sound slide.
Spectrum is reliable. Satellite TV, bad. Spectrum, good.
Welcome back to Columbia here in the second half. Birch Antley, Alex English with you. It's 41-33 Gamecocks, who led by 10 at halftime. And Wyoming taking advantage of some Gamecock turnovers. Carolina with 5 in the second half.
The Gamecocks not doing a good job of taking care of the ball, throwing errant passes, and Wyoming, they were able to score on some of them, but Gamecocks was pulled back. It pushed them back to 8 points a game.
There you see the numbers. Carolina 5, Wyoming 2. Second half turnovers.
And Gamecocks only had 8 at the half. Now they've got 13.
On the floor for Carolina, Booker, Hasse, Gravett, Wesley Myers, and Chris Silva for Wyoming.
And Wyoming has stepped up their defense. That's the reason why the Gamecocks aren't able to make clear passes.
There's a bucket for Silva. Wyoming with Redding, Justin James, Akagorski, Herndon, and Hayden Dalton on the floor.
And you know, one of the things that the Gamecocks work on in practice a lot is keeping your hands off of the man when you're playing defense. They really work on that, and I'm sure it's probably making Coach Martin very upset to see that they're not doing that tonight. A lot of hands on the body fouls.
And a travel. That's on Louis Adams, the 6'4" senior out of Chicago.
Philippe Hasse back in the game. Look for them to find him on that, roaming on that baseline to the corner.
Myers. Good smothering defense there by Alexander Akagorski. Bottling up Myers. Nice pass by Silva inside. Or to Silva from Gravett. And a three-point attempt here from Booker. Yes!
And that's what you want. You want to attack inside, get the ball back out, shrink the defense, get the ball back out to your three-point shooters.
Frank Booker with 2 3-pointers. Nice athletic move there by the senior Hayden Dalton.
Very patient.
Back buckets for Booker.
Yes, Frank Booker is eating up now.
Herndon trapped in the baseline. And a foul with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Second foul.
It seems like this game is going in spurts. First, Wyoming, they step up their defense. They up the pressure. Now the Gamecocks have done it.
Second foul on Hassani Gravett as Minaya checks in. So does
Minaya has to be concerned. Got 3 fouls. You want to stay aggressive, but you have to be aggressive without using your hands. Putting your hands on the body.
Long three-point attempt there from Hayden Dalton. Well short. It's Gamecock basketball. Justin James coming down with his 8th rebound. Ahead to Adams, and Adams had to readjust and makes the bucket.
Very athletic play by Adams there. Attacking the basket, attacking the body and hanging in the air and able to get that shot off.
Lead is at 11 for Carolina. Wyoming in the bonus, the possession arrow favoring USC.
Great ball movement by the Gamecocks.
And a timeout on the floor. The 13-point lead. It is Carolina 50, Wyoming 37. We've got 12:32 remaining.
This season, get 2 lines of unlimited data for $80 a month on the Cricket Unlimited 2 plan. Plus, get 2 smartphones free when you switch. All on a network that covers over 99% of Americans. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
When kids get really excited about my children's books, that's the best reaction.
I know things about great white sharks.
What's great about Paint 3D, it's exciting to see a shark come to life and come off the page. With the Windows 10 PC, to be able to draw right on the screen and create something three-dimensional is amazing. It's exciting to turn it and light it and have these different effects. With my Mac, I can't do that. When you see that the work creates a feeling in a kid, it feels great. And it's addictive. You want to keep doing it, you know?
Naughty or nice, we don't judge. Everyone can get our best deals of the season on select models during Hyundai holidays. Save up to $3,500 on the 2018 Elantra or get 0% APR and $1,000 cash back. Only at the Hyundai Holiday Sales Event.
Another touchdown for the rookie.
I'm not sure what this is.
Are they a bobsled team?
Oh.
Switch to Geico, and you'll feel like celebrating too.
V-Week continues here on ESPN and the SEC Network as we go for that victory over cancer. Jim Valvano, you see that illustrious career and his contributions continuing as the Jim Valvano Foundation to battle cancer has touched thousands and thousands of lives, and it continues to do so. And we need your help, though. Continue to support the V-Week and the victory over cancer. The donations matter, and they matter now. 50-37, Carolina leading Wyoming with 12:32 left here in the second half.
And you look at the stat sheet, Gamecocks they're winning the key components. The points in the paint, 22-18. Points off of turnovers, 15-8. Second chance point, 11-2. And the bench is outscoring that bench 13-7.
And 2 of those bench players for South Carolina in double-digit scoring, Felipe Haase and Frank Booker. Gamecocks with 3 players in double digits when you add Chris Silva into the mix, and Silva just 1 rebound away from a double-double. And so is Justin James, the guard for Wyoming. He's got 12 points and 9 boards. Haase! He's got 3 of those now. Haase with 15 points to lead all scorers. He and Chris Silva actually tied with 15 each. Errant pass there for Wyoming. 53-37, Carolina behind some hot shooting from Felipe Haase coming off the bench. They lead Wyoming.
When you've got gamers, HD movie streamers, and lots of wireless devices in your home, you need internet with faster speeds and more bandwidth. Spectrum Internet has the speed you need and the reliability you expect. Enjoy Spectrum Internet.
At Spectrum, we're your friends and neighbors. So connecting you to what matters, matters to us. That's why we're bringing 10,000 jobs back to the U.S. while investing billions in our state-of-the-art fiber-rich network. We won't rest until your expectations have been topped. And even then, we probably still won't rest. Spectrum, redefining what a cable company can be. You'll notice something about us. Even though we've built a best-in-class network, connecting hundreds of millions of devices nationwide, putting TV on more platforms than ever before, and delivering enough bandwidth to power whatever comes next, we're still not satisfied. We remain 100% committed to improving every single day. Spectrum, redefining what a cable company can be.
So I just started my own business. So far, so good. But getting here wasn't easy. I had a to-do list a mile long and a lot of complicated decisions to make. So when it came to my internet and phone service, Spectrum Business was a no-brainer. I mean, they're the best. They've got the best price around and don't require a contract. Who wants to sign a contract when you're just getting going?
Don't settle for less than the best. Call Spectrum Business for faster internet, advanced voice, and no contracts.
You'll notice something about us. Even though we've built a best-in-class network, connecting hundreds of millions of devices nationwide, putting TV on more platforms than ever before, and delivering enough bandwidth to power whatever comes next, we're still not satisfied. We remain 100% committed to improving every single day. Spectrum, redefining what a cable company can be.
South Carolina on a 16-4 run on the Cowboys in the last 5 minutes to lead 53-37. And Alex English, only 3 field goals here in the second half for Wyoming. They're 3 of 10 from the floor.
Like I said, the Gamecocks, they have stepped up their pressure defensively as well, not giving them any open looks, making them turn the ball over as well. But, one of the keys for the Gamecocks is that they've got their three-point shooters going tonight. They're making shots. Hasse, Booker, good looks at the basket.
Minaya is going to dial one up. Count it.
And there's another one.
Right on cue, Alex.
And Justin Minaya, now he's scoring.
Herndon on the other end for Wyoming answers, and he has been very relatively quiet in the second half, and that was one of my halftime call-outs, is that I thought that Herndon needed to get more active in the second half.
Expected him to be participating a lot more. Justin Minaya, he's getting it rolling now. I told you, when they start inside, you pack it inside and stretch and shrink the defense, those shooters are going to be open on the outside.
And a big block there by Myers, but they're going to whistle Myers on the foul.
I think he got him with his body that time. It didn't look like a foul, but I think it was probably had his body on him.
Second foul.
He's attacking the rim, and Myers comes over. And I think his momentum, his momentum just pushes him in, forces him into the body of James.
South Carolina with 4 3-pointers in under a minute and a half.
And three-pointers, when you are making three-pointers, you can really stretch the lead. And they've got guys making three-point shots tonight. Minaya, Booker, Hasse. But it started with the Gamecocks following the game plan, attacking inside, shrinking the defense, and throwing the ball out to the three-point shooters.
Gravitt wanted to join the club. Adams mishandling that pass, and South Carolina with a reach in. Gamecocks with 4 of 5 shooting from behind the arc here in the second half. Wyoming at 50%, 2 for 4.
Gamecocks a lot looser on that perimeter this half.
So Hassani Gravitt looked to Coach Frank Martin after that foul as he's anticipating someone to replace him, and Hassani correct in that estimation.
Well, he's probably a little frustrated. Frank Martin wants him to follow the game plan. And, obviously, he wasn't doing it that half. And Frank Booker's been shooting the ball pretty well, so you got to give him another look.
Wyoming going for the takeaway, and James is there. Dalton with the flush.
And that's the one thing that can hurt these Gamecocks is unforced errors.
And Frank Martin came almost to half court to grab the ear of Justin Minaya.
Well, I mean, that's been the problem this half, is turning the ball over, and he wants them to take better care. They've had a nice flow going, making shots from the outside, and they were able to manage the Wyoming defense.
59-46.
Got to control those turnovers.
Yes, Carolina. Let's look at that upcoming schedule. They will play Coastal on December 9th. That's a team that Wyoming defeated for the CBI championship last year. And then the rivalry matchup at Clemson in their new arena, the remodeled arena. Then Limestone here on the 27th after Christmas. And a New Year's Eve SEC opener on the road in Oxford, followed by the first game of 2018 here in Columbia against the Tigers of Missouri.
Well, Wyoming has put the full court pressure into play.
Limestone out of Gaffney, South Carolina. That's a team that USC will play here in a couple of games, Alex, and they've got a number of national championships there at Limestone, albeit it's for lacrosse.
Yes, a different sport.
Booker, Coates are on the wing, 1 second left on the shot clock.
And everything's falling for the Gamecocks right now.
Well, they're going to go to the monitors. Don Daly, Keith Kimball, and Owen Short are officials.
Well,
we'll see if
good
this
to me.
will stand.
Yeah, basket is good.
Basket is good, yes.
This game has gone like waves. Wyoming came out. They were strong defensively. They were able to make baskets, get good shots, get good looks at the basket. Gamecocks, they step up their pressure defensively, and now they are getting the good looks at the basket.
Mike Coates are only with 4 points, but both of his baskets were very, very big baskets as he hit that beautiful layup where he had to readjust. 4 fouls now on Minaya as he goes to the bench.
And I like Justin Minaya. I think he's a player that people are going to enjoy seeing here for the next few years. He's a hard worker. He's a player that you can trust out on the floor to do what you want to get done. Good player.
And he's just a freshman,
and
so the freshman mistakes will.
We've got a good group of freshmen here. I mean, the program can build on these players.
61-48 now after the free throws. 9:41 left. Wyoming trying to go pressure D now.
They've got to kind of change the momentum. The Gamecocks are up by 13 now.
Silva loses the handle. Here's a chance for Wyoming with numbers. And that's going to be a foul on Chris Silva.
Good job by Chris Silva. I mean, he didn't get it in and didn't let him make the basket. You know, I think he's only got, 3 fouls now? 2 fouls? I know as a coach, you want to make sure guy gets the ball back, you don't let him go up. You know, they did a good job of sandwiching him in there, not letting him get a shot off. Unfortunately, they fouled him. And he's a good free throw shooter.
So that foul was on Coetzer, not Silva. So Silva with 2 personal fouls. Coetzer with 1. So the Bigs are
doing a good job of managing
yes.
their fouls, staying in the game.
As both Coetzer and Silva nearly averaging 4 personal fouls per game, and that was just the first personal for Mike Coetzer. He has to be happy with himself.
Yeah, and fortunately, the Gamecocks have Felipe Haas on the bench who's playing well right now. He's a good backup for a guy that gets in foul trouble.
Shot block from behind, very active Justin James. How do you like Justin James as a player? Just a junior, 6'7", out of Port St. Lucie, Florida for Wyoming.
Very active, very athletic player, quick, fast. I like him as a player. Very aggressive on defense.
Saw that graphic 4 block shots now for Wyoming here in the second half.
And one more and they'll be at the average.
3rd foul on Hayden Dalton out of Parker, Colorado, the senior.
Parker is a suburb of Denver.
Silva doesn't fall. How is the high school game progressing out in the Mountain West area with especially Denver and surrounding areas, Alex?
Well, Denver as a city is growing, so they're getting a lot of people, a lot of the population is growing. So you got a lot of people out there. You're going to find some gyms, and there are some pretty good basketball players that are coming out of there.
Cody Kelly. His 2nd foul from Gillette, Wyoming.
Gamecocks doing a pretty good job of staying with the game plan now, forcing the ball inside to Silva and Coetzer, and then if they don't have it, they're pushing it back out to the. If they shrink the defense, they're pushing it back out to the shooters on the perimeter.
Go ahead, John. Go ahead, John.
Good recipe.
Justin James, screen from Dalton, loses control in the paint, however, and his Gamecocks off and running. Here's Gravett. Good kick out to Coetzer. And Coetzer with a swish. He's got 6 points now, Mike Coetzer.
Gamecocks are shooting the ball well now, but they're getting good looks at the basket. It's pushing the ball up the floor and getting wide open looks. And you've got to be able to make wide open shots.
Frank Booker, his 3rd. Frank Booker, who played for Oklahoma, then Florida Atlantic.
And Birch, I like the 3-point shooters that we have here this year. I mean, nothing against Notice and Thornwell and P.J. Dozier, but I think we've got a better crop of shooters, of outside shooters this year, and it's going to be very important as we get into conference play because they're going to loosen it up for our bigs inside.
And it will be even better for South Carolina, Alex, if they can get the ball to those shooters instead of throwing the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, and they've got to be able to do that.
Timeout on the floor. That will be a foul on Herndon, so Gamecocks will go to the line when we come back at 65-51.
When kids get really excited about my children's books, that's the best reaction.
I know things about great white sharks.
What's great about Paint 3D, it's exciting to see a shark come to life and come off the page. With the Windows 10 PC, to be able to draw right on the screen and create something 3-dimensional is amazing. It's exciting to turn it and light it and have these different effects. With my Mac, I can't do that. When you see that the work creates a feeling in a kid, it feels great. And it's addictive. You want to keep doing it, you know?
DirecTV has been rated #1 in customer satisfaction over cable for 17 years running. But some people still like cable, just like some people like free shaken sodas. Switch to #1 rated customer satisfaction over cable. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
To take advantage of this offer on a Volvo S90, visit your local dealer.
Wyoming bringing the wagon train to Columbia tonight. 65-51 though, the Gamecocks leading the Cowboys here in the second half. And big reason, Alex English, it's been Felipe Haase off the bench and Frank Booker, one of the Gamecock starters.
It's been the Booker and Haase show. You know, Gamecocks are finding them on the perimeter, doing a good job shrinking the defense, throwing it inside. And when you do that, you give the guys on the perimeter an opportunity to get good looks. A good job of finding the open lane and the basket. And Haase, not only is he a three-point shooter, but he does it. But right now, I think that the three-point shot has made the difference. Minaya, Haase, and Booker.
Haase, the freshman, Booker, the graduate student, and Minaya, freshman as well. But Minaya on the bench now with 3 fouls, and it will be Chris Silva going to the line. There is Haase and Minaya.
And I like both of those two rookies. They're promising, very promising future for the Gamecocks.
That last foul for Wyoming, not on Herndon. It was whistled on Louis Adams, number 24.
Chris Silva, very good free throw shooter.
Silva with 18 points. And James now with a double-double as he collects his 10th rebound for Wyoming.
And Gamecocks back in the 1-2-3 zone.
Right side, Herndon for 3, no. And Kocher is there for South Carolina with 7.5 minutes remaining. And the Gamecocks with a 15-point advantage. Gorski drawing the charge. Third foul on Silva now.
Yeah, Chris Silva's got 3 fouls. And that's one that I didn't see. But the official did, so that's what matters.
Only one in the first half, though.
He did a pretty good job of managing his fouls, so did Kozar. Gamecocks extending their pressure to 3-quarter press.
Gorski. And there is Booker. South Carolina basketball, 7:15 to play.
Wyoming back to their man-to-man defense. So I expect the Gamecocks to attack them inside and look for the 3. Sonny Gravitt having a very difficult time making that jump shot tonight.
It's a good job by Herndon to come out to the line, get the hand in the face too. James, open shot, count it. I like it, the game of Justin James.
James, nice, smooth game. Very patient on offense, not rushing his shot. One dribble pull-up, works all the time.
He's a good defender too.
Very good defender. Very athletic.
Felipe Haase looking for his 4th three-pointer. James crashing hard.
James goes to the basket. You expect him to dunk it every time he goes, and he's got an open look like that. He goes very, very strong.
Out of bounds off of Booker.
Gamecock 2-3 zone, doing a pretty good job of smothering them inside and getting out to the shooters on the perimeter, not letting them get open looks to the basket. And when you don't contest shots on the perimeter, that's what can happen.
Good three-pointer there from Louis Adams. Brings the Cowboys to within 10 now. Booker. Yes, he is hot tonight.
Yes, he is.
Gorski. Defended by Kotzer. Turnover, Wyoming. Booker will take it himself. Yes, Frank Booker. Nice floater.
Frank Booker's having a pretty good game tonight.
14 points now for Booker. And that will be Booker's 4th foul.
Well, I think the officials are understanding that that's what Booker does. He tries to draw charges, and it doesn't work every time.
Has only worked once tonight. It's gone against him 3 other times.
But a couple of them look questionable.
Gorski in Sweden.
This game is still pretty close. I mean, with the 3-point shot, Gamecocks up by 14 right now. They've got to continue playing the tough defense that they're playing and execute the offense.
Hasse, nice jumper over Jordan Naughton.
And he's got a nice stroke. He shoots that ball very comfortably.
And Hasse with 17 points. Career high for Hasse.
And he's broken his career high from the last game.
Carolina up by 13. Beatty picks up the screen. Beatty. And it's Alan Herndon with a defensive board.
That looked like it could have been backcourt that time.
Good defense there by Felipe Hasse, harassing Herndon. Now the switch up. Gravett taken out of the scene, but he's there for the basketball.
Great job on D, smothering him on defense and attacking the rim on offense. Great
Asani
job.
Gravett. Nicely done, Asani. Picking up the loose ball, taking it coast to coast. And the Gamecock defense now just putting the pressure on Wyoming. South Carolina's defense smothering Wyoming right now. 3:42 remaining. Cox ahead by 15.
That did not happen.
All over the floor.
Gary, I'm gonna need you to get offline. You're using all the bandwidth.
Dude, no, she is into me.
I'm trying to upload a virus that's gonna take down the global banking system.
Well, I didn't tell you to get this useless internet.
The phone company said it would be faster. It never happened. Just get off and get out of my house while you're at it. You've been here for 6 weeks.
Ouch. So, Cheryl.
I gotta go.
See you in my dreams.
House meeting! House meeting!
Slow internet is evil.
Crunch out!
Spectrum is scary fast. Phone company internet bad, Spectrum good.
That thing you do every day, it matters. That's why you need a network you can rely on. We are Spectrum Enterprise, and we deliver the network and cloud services vital to your enterprise. Our experts work with you. We get to know your business. Then, we design and deliver a solution that's reliable, scalable, and now more accessible than ever before. Because that thing you do every day, it matters. Spectrum Enterprise.
Did you know millions of homes in the U.S. have serious health and safety hazards? Spectrum and Rebuilding Together have partnered to help underserved communities. You too can help. This giving season, Spectrum will match your donation dollar for dollar. Visit our giving website and click to donate. Your donation will create a safer place to live for our neighbors in need. Make a difference. Give today at spectrumhousingassist.com/give.
15-point lead for Carolina with just under 4 minutes to play. 3:42 left in this ball game. Both teams at 6-2 on the year. Very interesting look there from one of our fans in attendance. sporting the Raleigh Fingers look.
Is that called the handlebar mustache?
It is. Very nicely done. Wax tips as well.
Gamecocks this half doing a pretty good job of forcing turnovers. The defense has picked up. They're right in their grills. They're making them throw the ball away. 24 points off of the turnovers, so they're doing a pretty good job on defense.
So at the line, Louis Adams, out of Chicago.
And Birch, I think as this Gamecock team progresses and mature, they're going to be a team that's going to have to be reckoned with in the conference as we get further along into the season. But these young players are getting seasoned. Hase, Minaya, Booker.
Checking on for the first time, Hunter Maldonado, talented young freshman, 6'7", guard out of Colorado Springs. He's one of those kids you talked about, that Denver area and then Colorado Springs, how it's grown, and some good talent coming out of those areas.
Good talent.
Head to Aka Gorski. Maldonado for three, too strong. Rebound. Falls into the hands. Actually, not a rebound because that was just an air ball, so it went right into
he's going to hear
Hase's
from
hands.
the fans.
Alex, how long did it take for you to get used to the altitude change coming out of Columbia, South Carolina, first time you went to Denver to play in the NBA?
Well, as a conditioned athlete, it doesn't take long. You just have to spend some time out in the altitude, working out, and you acclimate. Wyoming doing a pretty good job on the Gamecocks. That time, Wyoming realizing that the time is running out on them, so they've got to be a little more expedient with their play.
Gorski in traffic, keeps it alive. 17 seconds on the shot clock for Holden. And there's Hase again. 2:15 remaining. Carolina leading by 14. Gravett will slow down the tempo. Now 5 seconds on the shot clock. Good job by Carolina there, Alex, to work the clock, take advantage of milking 29 seconds off the clock there, and then you go to the free throw line.
Yes. The Gamecocks realize they don't need to force any shots. If you don't have a good look at the basket, pass the ball.
And moving forward with under 2 minutes to play, and South Carolina enters the SEC schedule, you've got to make every shot from the free throw line count. Cannot leave points in the floor. Now a minute and a half, and it's Carolina basketball, still leading by 15.
Gamecocks move the ball. You don't have to force anything. Good passes, no turnovers.
Minaya trying to force that pass. Remains South Carolina basketball, however, with 19 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Minaya from the free throw line. Nice jumper, Minaya.
Nice stroke. Justin Minaya, like his game. Does everything that the coach wants him to do. Hard cuts, tough defense, rebounds.
Oh, big three-pointer there from Justin James. If James can stay healthy throughout the season, along with Hayden Dalton and then Alan Herndon, if he can get more looks and get more active, where do you see these Cowboys in the Mountain West?
I think they've got a good shot of winning that conference.
They're picked in the middle of the heap, but this is a much better team, I think, than what most people expected coming in to this season.
And they play hard. They've got good talent. And like the Gamecocks, as they play more, they're going to get more experience, get more comfortable. They've got some pretty good pieces.
Grab it. Attacking the lane, and it's Alexander Akagorski, the Swede, that will be whistled for the block. His second. 36 seconds remaining. As you see, Alan Edwards in his second year looking on. As his brother Doug Edwards on the bench over on the Carolina side. He's the director of player development.
Well, there's going to be a win in the Edwards household tonight.
Yes. And an early Christmas get-together for the brothers.
And I understand they've got some of the other other family members that came up. A little family reunion.
Yeah, and I think that, this is just the third time these two teams have ever met. There's a reason why Frank Martin putting this game on the schedule. Third double-double this season and the 8th career double-double for Chris Silva.
And Chris has had a pretty solid game. He did a good job of staying out of foul trouble early in the game. He was that presence that they needed inside to shrink the defense and get the open looks for Booker and Hasse on the perimeter.
(80-64) now. Going high for the rebound is Doumbia, just checked in, but the Gamecocks almost lose it away.
Pamuk Doumbia. Doumbia is from Mali. 4-star recruit, averaged 27 points, 19 rebounds, and 4 blocks from high school, all Dade County first team.
And South Carolina will improve their record to 7-2. Back-to-back wins now for the Gamecocks. After knocking off UMass, now Wyoming, and the Gamecocks handle the Cowboys by 16, 80-64, Alex.
Gamecocks did a great job defensively. They followed the game plan. Inside out, shrink the defense, and you have to have your three-point shooters knocking it down from the perimeter, and they did tonight. Frank Booker, Felipe Hasse, Justin Minaya, great job.
South Carolina will have Coastal Carolina coming up next. That game is 3 days away. And Wyoming will head back home to face the University of Pacific. For our entire crew here in Columbia, South Carolina, from my wonderful broadcast partner, Alex English, I am Birch Itley saying so long from the Colonial Life Arena. We'll talk to you next time.